today I'm here with the beautiful Ursula Kelly, and we're going to be talking about all about your personal brand and showing up on camera. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Ursula because she is absolutely amazing. And I stalked her, by the way. I stalked her.
I didn't know that.
Because we've got so many mutual friends. So I spoke to one of my friends, Claire Clements. So if you don't know who Claire Clements is, you need to seek her out. She's amazing. But I was speaking to Claire Clements, so I went, can you just contact me with Ursula? Because I've been stalking her for ages. Ages. And I really wanted to know so much about Ursula because she's so unique in what she does. She just makes you feel so beautiful in yourself and shows you like a unique way to show up for your business, but it also translates into life as well. It's just really lovely what you do. And I just want to read a little bit about yourself because originally from Dublin, moved to Nottingham in 1993 to study for a degree in photography and wasn't meant to stay this long. She describes herself as recovering camera shy photographer, and has been an award-winning photographer and owner and director of her own photography and video production companies for over 20 years. Wow. Helped thousands of individuals, entrepreneurs, business owners, large brands to look and sound amazing on camera. She shot everything from bumps, babies, boudoirs, wow, business owners, celebrities, coaches, CEOs, £50,000 diamond rings, products, fashion, food, friends, and social documentary products, and so much more. And the thing that brings the most amount of joy is hearing people say things like, you've helped me see myself in a new light, or I actually think I like myself now. Wow. I can feel this energy. You've given me my mojo back. That photo isn't even airbrushed and I love it. How have you done that? She makes being uncomfortable and being she likes to make it she likes to make you be visible. And she had her first personal branding photo shoot in September 2019. I can't believe it took you so long.
Yeah, true.
I can't believe it took you so long to have, to hire a photographer and to photograph you in your truth.
Yeah.
And for you to be seen. Wow, that's amazing. And that's her fabulous self. So what she does is creates that personal brand for her clients, for social documentaries, charity projects, and she's just so genuine and so filled with gratitude. I'm filled with gratitude just to have you here today.
Thank you. You're
and
so
we're going to be talking on so many things today. We're going to be talking about your personal brand and also your profile. How you're showing up on your profile. And yeah, I am in awe to have you here, and I'm going to let you talk.
Well, Trina, you're so lovely. First of all, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it, and I genuinely mean that I have been uncomfortable with being visible myself. And so if you were to say to people that you are a bit uncomfortable with that, they'd be like, but you're a photographer. How is that even possible? Like, that doesn't make any sense. It's like, yes, that's why I am a photographer, because I can stay behind the camera and then I can make other people shine. And understanding the uncomfortableness that people have had about being visible, I had a huge amount of empathy for that. And somehow I found a way of being able to, I don't want to say transform how they see themselves, because that's like I'm some sort of magician, but it's helped them, guide them to be able to see themselves in their own true light. And that can sound cliched or like some sort of hippie words or whatever, but it's true, because we can have a real distorted view of ourselves for many different reasons. And we'll get to a point in our lives where we need to be able to see ourselves with clarity and be able to see ourselves with love and acceptance. And at whatever point you get to in your life when you're ready to do that, it's the most powerful thing that can happen to you. Because when we can see ourselves more the way other people see us, we can be more forgiving. And when we're more forgiving, then we can actually have more joy. And more joy just makes everything in the world a better way, a better place to be. So I guess, although if you give me a label and a name, you say I'm a photographer, I guess if I describe what it is that I do, I say I help people to see themselves in a more positive way, and I help people to build a personal brand. So the tool I use is a camera, but I guess my skill set comes from many years, of my own personal development, but also really working with so many different people over so many years. And I don't, all those things that you listed earlier, and I don't do all of those things anymore. But in every single situation I would be in, and even I'm talking about when I was shooting celebrities, there was still this, oh God, like hiding, do I really have to do this? I have to do this. This real uncomfortableness with being visible. And what is that? Where does that come from? So I guess I'm really, really interested in why we don't want to show up and how we can sort of detangle all of that. And right now, dare I say COVID again, but it's true. Right now, so many of us are having to be visible, and we might have got away with networking in person, and we might have not done any networking at all, and we just worked one-to-one with our clients, and we went into an office environment or whatever that was, and that worked for us. But now we're doing Zoom meetings, or we're trying to create some content where we're showing up online. And I recognize, from many years of this is the sort of person that I work with, that this is a very difficult time for many people. And it's not as easy as saying, oh, just go live and you'll be okay, you'll get over it. It's not that easy, I mean, you're amazing. You turn up every day, you show up every day regardless, you give this huge amount of value, all of your energy is there for people to see, you've got all of this knowledge and expertise and you share it, yeah? But
it's hard. It was hard.
Yes.
Yeah. I never sugarcoat the truth. As I said to you, showing up brings up a whole load of stuff. Because you're then being seen. And if you're the type of person, if, dare I say it, looking into the past and something's happened to you, yeah, and you don't want to be seen, or you don't want to really be listened to, then it can be very hard. It can actually throw up a lot of things for people. And that's why I've got you on here, because I know that the amazing ways to help people show up. And for me, I had to kind of go, okay, work on, and that's the main thing, isn't it? You work on yourself in the background.
Yeah.
So you work on yourself, you have support, you have people behind you, and then you show up. And then you start showing up a little bit more. And I think the bit that was uncomfortable in showing up in the first place, then it starts to become more comfortable. And then you find something more, then you find something else that's uncomfortable to do, isn't it? But it's keep showing up. And you do this so amazingly.
It comes from, there's a wonderful saying that one of my coaches has, which was like clarity comes from the doing. And if you don't do something, then you don't know. And so much of our time can be spent in I'll put that off till tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. But tomorrow never really comes. It's where 99% of all my productivity is in tomorrow. All my productivity is in the future. My best self is in the future. My showing up and being visible is in the future. But actually the future, we never get there, it's right now, and we have to find ways, it doesn't, for everybody turning up and doing a Facebook Live is not something they need to do, but perhaps their profile picture on Facebook is something that they need to give consideration to. I'm assuming that a lot of the people in your group, as in mine, are people who have got an interest in growing and have an interest in making their lives a better, a better version of what it already is, or creating some impact in their community, whatever that is. But even if it's just our social media profile, not having a photograph there of yourself that is a true reflection of how you want to be seen is kind of a complete waste of time. Now, I can speak again from a place of truth and experience, because I had no profile picture on Facebook for 7 years.
Wow.
My photograph was a profile of me in shadow. So I had basically created a silhouette of myself. There was the sun coming through the window and it created a shadow on the wall. And I took a picture of that with a very old phone, like, you know, this is the early whatever, when Facebook started. And that's what I had as my profile picture. And I really, really was reluctant to change it. I couldn't change it. I was so, I was just, yeah, I want to go into all the details of my uncomfortableness with being visible, but maybe you'll be able to relate to that idea. So I was at a networking event and I was talking about the power of a tiny picture, which is an expression I have, because that tiny little square that if somebody scrolls on their phone and they see your profile picture, it's very, very small, or they look on LinkedIn or whatever, it's a tiny little spot. But I talk about the power of it because that tiny picture can say so much about you. So I was talking about this at a network event. You've got to excuse me, I've got like bits of dust or something in my eyes. I don't know why. My fringe needs to be cut, that's what it is. And they were saying, well, why have you got no profile picture? And I was talking about why I couldn't do it. And so these two women who both actually, one worked, I think they both had some background in sort of hypnotherapy and in psychology. So they were trying to, really have to excuse me, I don't know what's going on with my eye. They were really trying to convince me to change it. And I made a commitment to them at this networking event. I'll go home and change my profile picture. It was so uncomfortable. It was so hard to do it. So I found this picture that my partner had taken of me when we were out for dinner one night. And that was on my phone. And I thought, I'll upload it. And what do you think happened when I took the courage to put my face on? What happened? There was loads of comments. Oh, you look so beautiful. I love your hair. Now, I'm not saying this to kind of, I'm not trying to big myself up, but there's a huge part of us that is maybe more comfortable with staying in the background and not being seen. Those comments were beautiful comments to get, but immediately as if my face was flushing, I was embarrassed. People were paying me compliments. What am I going to do with those compliments? Oh, I don't know what to do with those compliments.
Yeah,
that was too much. Yeah. So I wasn't expecting that to happen. That's not the reason why I didn't put the face, a face to my Facebook profile. But what I realized was that by staying in a silhouette, by staying in the shadows, nobody was really going to connect with me. And if I'm all about your personal brand, I'm all about giving you confidence, why couldn't I give it to myself? So therein started my journey, more personal development journey of understanding why it was that I was uncomfortable with being seen. And if I was going to be seen, how should I be seen? And how could I be authentic and not be misunderstood? And there's a big problem there where people think, especially on Facebook, I'm going to go and write something, but will people know what it is I'm talking about? I don't know. It's much easier to do this, talk now. You can't misconstrue perhaps what I'm saying in my words with you. It's why lives are so powerful. But so that started my journey of getting visible and getting more confident with that idea. But we fast forward, up to now, and I only launched my own Facebook group in February. I only made it public when lockdown came into, effect. So I've only been doing lives properly real lives since the end of March. Yeah.
And they're great lives as well, everyone. And I think we should put a link to your community up as well, Ursula. Because if you don't mind, because
thank you.
Do some great lives. It's an amazing community. There's lots of people talking in there. People showing up for Selfie Saturday and taking like a picture of themselves to be seen. And it's really nice. I actually want to talk about because the one thing that comes up is procrastination.
Oh yeah.
When you're having to do that video, and maybe you've been doing videos for a long period of time, and then all of a sudden you stop, and then it's sometimes a bit difficult to get back on the bandwagon again. I remember someone speaking about it recently in a networking group that I go to, and she just felt difficult to get back on the bandwagon again. What would you say in those situations?
I say, I guess you got to think about what your motivation is. I mean, why bother getting visible at all? maybe it doesn't matter what your social media profile looks like, and maybe you don't need to have any videos, but because maybe you're in a situation where you have a job and you don't need to be visible at all. But for those of us who do, for those of us who have our own businesses and we are the face of that business, then you need to show up. People, if we all know about the know, like, and trust factor. If people don't know who you are, they're never going to find out whether or not they like you, and how are they ever going to build any trust? So if you have a problem, if you have a solution to somebody's problem, yeah, they need to know that you're there and you're willing to solve it for them. So I talk about motivation all the time. Why bother getting visible? Well, if I get visible and I turn up, and I can help you to get visible, and you get visible and you turn up, and then you can help somebody else to do X, Y, and Z, then you're helping other people to improve their lives. We're all motivated by different things. You know, it might be to generate more money. It might be to generate more change. It might be to generate, I don't know, a new discovery. It might be to grow your business. It might be to put your kids, through university. There's different reasons why we all do our work, but it might just be because you bloody love what you do. Or it could be all of those things combined. So what is the reason that you're in business? And do you need to be visible for people to know you're there? Do you need to network? Do you need to have a social media profile? Do you need to have a LinkedIn account? Do you need to be on Twitter? Or maybe you don't. So your motivation has got to be clear to you in your head as to why you should make some video content. What's your knowledge? What's your expertise? Do you want to share that? Do you want to make someone's life better or not? If you don't want to, fine. But if you do want to, then go and share that knowledge. So it's been really clear on your motivation, I say, is the most important thing.
That comes down to, like, the 5 whys, isn't it? The deepest reason why you want to do what you want to do. And when you know the deepest reason why you want to do what you want to do, it's like in health, that is then your driver.
Yeah.
That's in your motivational force. It's I always have this saying, I don't know if you do too, surface level reasons.
Oh no, I've not had that.
I have there are surface level reasons. So I've spoken to many of my clients, and when they first come to me, they'll go, "Oh, I want to lose weight," or I just want to become more active. And these have always tended, because I've done a lot of research on this, these have always tended to be surface level reasons.
Right.
But then when we've had a chat and we've kind of gone deep down, layer upon layer, until the deepest reason why, and then you realize, okay, it's because maybe I don't want to, I don't want to leave this life not doing what I've set out to do. Maybe I want to just spend more time with my kids.
Yeah.
Maybe I just want to feel like I've actually achieved something. And these are then the deepest level reasons that start to come out of people. And you're completely right. Knowing why you want to do what you want to do is always a spearhead of moving forward. Absolutely.
Definitely. And I think with, in the group that I've created specifically for people who want to get comfortable with getting visible, and then helping them to get visible too. Because I understand how uncomfortable it is. It's not like thinking, well, I can't do that because it's really hard. It's like, well, you're looking at somebody else thinking that they make it really easy, but you don't know that it's really easy for them. Like people are going to assume that you, Trina, are like, oh yeah, she's so great. Yeah, you might be really great online. So it doesn't mean that it's easy. And this, what actually my 5 live tonight is talking about our comfort zone. Good things never really come out of staying in our comfort zone. We don't achieve really great things. And that's an individual personal choice to make. You can stay in your comfort zone. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just completely fine. But if you want more and you want to do more, or you want to create more, achieve more, be more, whatever, then your comfort zone isn't the place to be in. And, and I know even over the past 6 weeks, me showing up live every Friday in my group, it's been a huge learning curve for me. And so it's not like, and if I can do it, like really seriously label myself as a camera shy photographer, then anybody can do it. But it's the motivation. Why are you turning up? Why are you doing it? What's your reasoning? And so one of the things I was saying I was going to talk about was actually our personal profiles. Right now, I don't know, you do some online networking, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, and
I'm in Libba, which is amazing.
So
in Business Association.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so when you go and network with those people, are you part of a Facebook group?
Yes, yeah, we're in a Facebook group. We're obviously online now, so we do like a Zoom call like this, and we all show up. Well, not a Zoom. I think it's a webinar, some webinar program.
Okay.
But yeah.
But in your Facebook group, that's your personal profile photograph that people see.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. But my personal profile photograph is the same across the board now.
Yes, but you've just changed that, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had to. I've had to.
Yes.
Change is as good as the rest, isn't it? And I was scared of change. I was scared to get rid of the pink. Yeah. And that was then my kind of like, okay, the pink's got to go.
Right. And what do you think that was about? You don't know?
No, you know what? I think personally for me, I was holding on to the past. And I did a video, funnily enough, yesterday talking about, holding on to the good stuff of the past. And I did I go to like a little bit of healing. So and I visualize like some shackles like holding me back. And I literally visualization, if for those people that are watching this, if you don't know what it is possibly one of the most powerfulest tools that you can have to let go of certain things in life, whatever's going on. And this is what I teach in terms of alternative personal training. So I just removed the shackles and then melted them down, and they turned into Lady Liberty. It was really,
Oh, that's super powerful.
People are going to think this is so bonkers, but it's not. I'm telling you, the amount of relaxation I had in my muscles after that, and then just to literally go through everything and start changing everything.
Wow.
It was so powerful. And this is the thing in terms of like moving forward. Sometimes you might feel like something's like pulling you, holding you back.
Well, it's like safety, isn't it? Because you know that, and that was okay. And so if we stay in a safe place, our ego is very clever. It's like, you're fine where you are. Just stay there. You don't want to, it's fine over there in the corner in the dark with your shadowed profile photograph, whatever. Nobody can say anything about you. Nobody can comment on the things that you comment on yourself because they can't see you. So it's like it's that real thing I talk about, like getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. So you recognize I'm uncomfortable right now, but that's okay. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not offending anybody. I'm growing. I'm stretching. And like you will have physically when people are, exercising and their muscles have got to break to kind of reconnect, and new tendons, whatever connections of things, all of that. It's going to feel uncomfortable first of all, but then you grow.
Absolutely. There's something so psychological about it all.
Yeah, I think it's so easy to kind of feel like, oh, I feel uncomfortable now. That must mean it's a sign to stop.
But you break through that bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like as you mentioned, like if you're working out or something like that, you get into that point where you feel out of breath, and you don't want to go past that point because you kind of think like, is your chest going to cave in or something? But then when you go past that point, it's almost like oh my God, I've done it.
Yeah, I am capable.
It's like that. Oh my God, I've done it. And you have that sense of achievement.
Yeah.
And this is so right, because this is how it's all, interconnected. That's the word I was looking for. Interconnected.
Yes. Completely. I mean, I think, to be the best version of yourself, however you describe that, in terms of mind, body, soul, whatever that means for everybody, of course, it's different. But when you have that desire to grow and to be more, you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And for me, that meant I had to show up and be seen and be present and think about my own personal brand the same way as I was helping other people with their personal brands. I needed to do the same for myself. So I had to get out of my own way and get visible. The best things for me are always like, the compliments I would get for the work I'd create for somebody else, or somebody would feedback about what happened in their business. And that was it. It was like, that's all I need. But actually, I wasn't doing what I was advising other people to do.
Yeah.
I had to really take actionable steps to get there and to do it myself. And now I'm glad I have. And it is uncomfortable. But what I was saying about our personal profile, it's not uncomfortable all the time, it's uncomfortable at each stage, and then it becomes, like you're saying, comfortable, and then and then it's like, oh, okay, I'm comfortable now I need to get a bit uncomfortable again, and you keep on going. But our personal profile is when we are networking in Facebook groups and other online groups. It's our personal profile that's seen, not our business profile. So people will have a Facebook page and they'll put their reviews and their products and their services and their advice and knowledge in there, and maybe have a beautiful photograph or a logo or whatever. But actually it's your personal profile that gets seen when you're networking, not your business profile.
Absolutely.
And so it's really important to think about that. Use that circle, use that banner across the top, use the bio down the side, make sure that it's saying what you want people to know about you, authentically you. Fill your feed up with whatever you want, but realize that it's reflecting you and your business. Have a profile picture in there, however you want it to be, but realize that it's reflecting you and your business. So as simple as that might sound, it's so easy for people to overlook it, because I've got a lovely website, and my business Facebook page looks great, and my Twitter account looks fantastic, and I've got loads of lovely pictures on Instagram, but actually they've neglected what their personal profile is saying about them.
Absolutely.
So, and I know you've just updated yours this week and it looks amazing, so well done.
Yeah, I wanted to update it, and not only that as well, like you mentioned, it's personal profile. It's because when people come to work with you, they're coming to work with you because they're coming to work with you. So even though they are getting, even though they're getting what they want, they're going for what they want, they feel that you can offer it them, they are basically coming to work with you.
Yes.
So when people come to work with you, they are seeking out you. Yeah.
And so I'm really clear about the fact that you need to be, and the word authentic has been overused, and I don't know what other words to use, but real, I don't know. I mean, this is exactly the word that explains it all.
It's just you, isn't it?
Just being you.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to kind of go like that over your shoulder going, hang on, did I say something that maybe I have to retract? No. Just, in your business, if you've got your own business, or you have a job where you work for a company that you really love, don't you want to be able to turn up every day just as yourself and not have to pretend to be something else? We're grown-ups, for God's sake. Like, we deserve that, don't we? So
absolutely.
So that's what has to be so clear. It's, I might say, I help people create the right environment right now for Zoom calls, how to make a space look better behind them. But I'm not asking them to go out and buy signs and slogans that have statements on that they don't actually believe in. It's really important that you are authentically yourself. Like I'm saying, I can't find another word. But knowing all the time that you've got to be comfortable with being yourself publicly, because people get to see that stuff. I mean, you have the option to, of course, not be friends with people on Facebook, but when you are networking online, that's the profile that people get to see.
Yeah, and to be personally honest, I only buy from people who I know. So I only buy from, if I've seen someone, I don't buy from people who hide their profile.
Yeah.
So and that's my personal take on this.
Yeah.
Because I have to have a degree of trust.
Yeah.
So I don't buy from someone if I'm not properly connected to them. And that goes likewise for spreading the business.
Yes.
Or investing in their business if I don't know someone, or they've been recommended to me by someone else who knows them.
Well, we know, like, what is the best way of getting work or finding a product or service? It's referral, isn't it?
Yeah. Absolutely.
My roof is leaking. You'll ask all your friends before you'll just kind of get out a guide and, to start searching. If nobody knows anybody, then you'll have to go onto Facebook. Does anybody know somebody who can fix my leaky roof, or whatever that might be? Because you think, well, if you've used them and you say they're good, then I can trust that because I trust you, or it's that sort of stuff. So it's all the time being really clear that our personal brand needs to be authentically us. It needs to have elements in there that reflect our personality, the things that we care about, our moral code, our values, the stuff that we care about, the stuff that we do, and let that be seen, because then you attract the right people that you want to work with. Nobody wants to work with somebody that they don't like.
Yeah.
But I can't work with everybody, and you can't work with everybody, and because there's not enough time in the world.